In today's lesson, we're going to be focusing on a completion of the square. So the completion of the square, it's essentially a technique esisebenzayo for rewriting quadratic trinomials, right? In rewriting, hear me out. I have a quadratic, I think ibhale pass. Let me write it here. Let me just write it here. So this is my quadratic trinomial, bx plus c equal to, okay, not equal to, but ax squared plus bx plus c. This completion of the square is used to rewrite this into a form that looks somewhat like this. Minus p squared plus q. But you'll see in other textbooks they use different letters. It can be h, k, something like that. Ne? But umsebenzi completion of the square is just to rewrite a trinomial, a quadratic trinomial, into this form, right? So this completion of the square sisebenza in two areas la. We use it for solving quadratic equations, right? So uzobona, once we start doing quadratic equations, I'll show you three ways of solving a quadratic equation. There's the first one, a factoring method. There's the second one, completion of the square, which is what we are discussing now. We are not talking about equations right now, but I'm showing you how to complete the square. And then the third method for solving quadratic equations is the quadratic formula. Also, the completion of the square was actually used for finding a quadratic equation. Okay. Then number two, we are using it in parabolic functions for changing the standard form. I think I've shown you this just now. Where we change the standard form, I'm going to show the standard form equation for a parabolic function. It's this, plus bx plus c. We are now going to change it to this form, y equal to ax x minus p squared plus q. Okay, so it's a very completion of the square. It's a very useful technique, a very useful tool. So it's something esoyifunda in this lesson, right? But more about the parabolic functions and the quadratic equations once we start discussing them. So right now I want to show you how to complete a square, how to complete the square. All right, let's grab our first example. To push a logo to the side. Yeah, okay, I think press it. All right, okay, so let's grab our first example. So example number 1. Okay, so we have what? We have U number 1 as x squared minus 5x plus 5. This is an expression. Complete the square for this expression. Simplify by completing the square. So how do we complete the square? We are going to this expression, this quadratic trinomial, it's of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So when completing the square, you always grab the b value along with its sign. So sithatha the b value, see multiplier by a half, and then we square it. So what is the b value for this expression? Minus 5. So it's going to be a minus 5 multiplied by a half squared equal to, what is minus 5 times a half? It's a minus 5 over 2. Then you square, so 25 over 4. Then when we simplify this, okay, we're going to say x squared minus 5x plus the 25 over 4. Then go about plus 5. Then go about plus 5 minus 25 over 4. So what you are doing la, after completing a square, after taking up times and half and then we square, whatever value you get, you're gonna add it to the variables, right? The x squared minus 5x you eta lapho, bese ke uyominasa with the same value kule constant le, yabona? So what I did, I took this, I added here, and then I took the same value and subtracted kubani ku 5. All right, so this is all you have to do. Then from lana ke, you're gonna have to simplify. How do you simplify? Utata, you're gonna take this as a whole, we factorize. Since this is a perfect square, uzoyenza like this, uzoti x minus 5 over 2, then you place a square outside the bracket. Then what is 5 minus 24? 25 over 4. 5 minus 25 over 4 is equal to minus 5 over 4. Minus 5 over 4. Let me run you through the process just one more time. You take the b value, or you multiply by half, then you square everything, right? So ngithethe the b, I substitute and I multiply by half, I got minus 5 over 2. This is 5, it's not 8, 5. Then I got a 5 over 2, minus 5 over 2. I took the minus 5 over 2, I square, I got to 25 over 4. The 25 over 4, you're gonna add to the variables, and then we subtract from the 5. Then you're gonna grab the first 3 terms after adding with the value you got after squaring lapha, ne? Then you take the first 3, then you factorize ubalu x, and you're gonna take this value just for simplicity. Instead of you thinking about the factors, it's best to we square it this way, so that when you're gonna write your perfect square, you have the value a zongenala, which is always gonna be the 5. It's always gonna be the number before you square, right? So it's gonna be x minus this value squared minus whatever. Okay, then whatever answer you get after subtracting the 2. Okay, so this is our first example. Let's grab another one. So for the second one, 2x squared minus 8x plus 10. Okay, plus 10. All right. When completing the square, it's important for you to know that a must always be kept 1, meaning that before uzo complete the square, just make sure that a wako is 1. Your a is 1. Your a must always be 1. Your a must always be 1. So in this case, in this instance again, I'm gonna take 2. I'm gonna take out 2 as a common factor. So 2 get out. Kusala x squared. What is 2 divided by 2? It's 1. Now a1 is now a 1. Minus, what is 8 over 2? That's 4. Plus, what is 10 over 2? That's 5. Uvali bracket. Uti equal to. You now have a quadratic expression, right? You have a quadratic expression. So you take this quadratic expression, then you completely square again. You take what? You take the b value, we multiply by a half, then you square. So it's gonna be a 2. Okay, not now. Then it is x squared minus 4x. Beseng b. Then I'm gonna take the b value. I'm gonna take b value, multiply by a half. Beseng square. What is b? B is minus 4 this time. Multiplied by a half squared equal to minus 4 times a half, sneakers minus 2, then squared is equal to 4. That answer of 4 is we add right here. White one. So we add right here 4. Let's say I have this plus 5. and then I come back and subtract by the answer I got here, equal to, now it's 2, ngivula a square bracket, the first 3 terms uyawathatha uyawafactorize, open up a bracket to place our x, then this minus 2 uyifaka la, you square the bracket, 5 minus 4, that's 1, so it's a plus 1 la. You close the bracket, then uthatha the 2 multiply this, uthatha the 2 multiply that 1. So when you say 2 multiply this bracket, we total out 2x minus 2 squared plus tata the 2 multiply that 1 we total 2. This is our final answer. So this is the completion of the square for this this example. All right, let's grab a third example. So in this example, let's say 2x squared minus 8x. Complete the square. You need to make sure that a wako is always 1. So what do? You take out the 2 as a common factor. 2 puma, 2 out as a common factor. What is 2 over 2? That's 1. So you have x squared, 1x squared, minus 8 divided by 2, kusalu 4, right? Kusalu 4. So I'm taking out the 2 as a common factor so that my a is 1. City equal to, we are going to complete the square again. It's minus 4x, and then we take b, multiply by a half, then we square, equal to, what is b? Minus 4 times a half squared is equal to, minus 4 times a half, minus 2 squared is equal to 4. I take the 4, what do I do ngalo 4? Okay, yeah, zobal. Then it's gonna be a plus 4 la. It's gonna be a plus 4, and then a minus 4. A minus 4. Uma uyibhekisisa kahle this problem, there's u0 la, there's a plus 0. Ax squared, bx la, then c, but the c is not there, so I'm just gonna put the 0 la, right? So lo 4, in other words, this 4, in other words, is gonna subtract now, so it's gonna be a plus 0 la. Plus 0 minus what? 4. So you're gonna add by the 4 to this, then you're gonna subtract again by the 4 on the c value. Since I don't have the c value, the c value is 0 in this case, I'm subtracting from 0 instead. I'm subtracting from 0. So now it's gonna be a 2 ngivule a square bracket, then in factorize the first 3. It's gonna be what? It's gonna be x, then in tata the minus 2 ngifaka la, and square this. 0 minus 4, that's minus 4, equal to the 2 it times out this bracket, go about 2x minus 2 squared, minus this 2 times of that 4, go about 8. This is the final answer again. This is the final answer. Okay, let's take one last example. Right? So let's say maybe we have 2x squared plus 3x minus 11. Okay, what did I say? A way 2 must always be what? 1. So we're gonna take out the 2 as a common factor. Yes, 2 is not a common factor. 2 is not a common factor. 2 akangeni ku 3 na ku 11 akangeni. But then the idea la ukuthi a must be kept constant. So I'm saying we're gonna take out the 2 as a common factor. Let me show you. 2 out as a common factor, kusalu x squared. So since 2 divided by 2 is just 1, now a way 2 is 1. The condition has been met. Let's deal with the rest of the terms. 3, so divided by 2, since 2 is the common factor, so it's gonna be a 3 over 2x. Right? Why pile as a decimal, just leave it like this. 3 over 2 minus 11 u2 akangeni ku11, so just leave it like this. Leave it like this, ne? You continue ke manje. Kahle kahle, you are forcing it, or you are forcing the expression ukuthi ibe no 1. You are forcing the expression to have a 1 in front of the x squared. So that is what we are doing. So what is the best way to do that is to divide by whatever number sithola la. Ngabe kuno 3 la, I was gonna divide by 3. If there was a 4 la, I was gonna divide by 4, or take out 4 as a common factor. Okay, so then 2 out, then we complete the square. So about x squared la, about plus 3 over 2x. Then you take the b value, which in this case is the plus 3 over 2. We multiply by a half, we square, equal to, what is b? 3 over 2 multiplied by a half, then square. Okay, so you alright, therefore 3 times 1, that's 3, over 2 times 2, that's 4. Then you square, then you go about 9. It's a plus 3 over 2 plus 3 over 2 plus 3 over 2 times a half, so plus 3 over 4, then go about 16. Okay, so the answer itolayo, you're gonna add here 19 over 16. 19 over 16 go about minus 11 over 2. You take the same 9 over 16, you subtract to 9 over 16, close the bracket, equal to, then with the 2 fully square bracket, you take the first 3 terms, we just vectorize again with the x, right? X, just before squaring the value inside the bracket, we are to ibalala 3 over 4, you square the entire thing, minus 11 over 2, minus 11 over 2, subtract 9 over 16, sithola 9, 7 over 16, you close the bracket, to multiply by the 2, you total 2, x plus 3 over 4 squared, minus, then you take the 2, multiply that last term, multiplied by 2, you total it's 7 over 8. This is my final answer. So this is how we complete a square. This recording. I'm ending this lesson here. You have any questions, let's talk in the comment section or in our WhatsApp group. See you on the next one. Peace.